Like
all right,
theme song before we start. Are we in there? There we go.
In there on Facebook.
Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Jump Into Crypto, episode 143. Today is Wednesday, April 11th, and I'm King.
And I'm Mandalay Beze. And we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Canadian Crypto Torrance J playlist? Crypto Q is me, Boss Lady, Ramo, Duran, Carr, Sergeant Crypto, Ty Cleb. What's up?
Shout out to nobody on Instagram yet.
Nobody on the ground yet. Facebook's up.
Yep.
Let's go. Come on, Ty. Don't try to listen, Ty. We are always on time. 10-ish.
Always on time.
10-ish is the time. Sometimes it's 10 flat, but we are always on time.
May not come when you want it, but we always on time.
We always there when you need us. The game, my peep. What's going on? Peace and found.
Oh, yeah.
All right, John Siebert, reporting duty. Everybody here, Crypto Supreme. All right, let's get it started. Free Bitcoin winner from yesterday. Who do we have?
All right, so free Bitcoin winner, one of our frequent watchers, definitely a crypto warrior. Shout out to Sergeant Crypto. Had to give him the free Bitcoin from yesterday. His comment was golden. It can be summed up in 4 words. He basically said, "Suck it up, Buttercup," which is, it sounds like such a military thing. So it was hilarious to me. And the reason he was saying that was our question was, if you own a cryptocurrency like Nano, they started a foundation where they hire lawyers if you want to sue an exchange if they lose your cryptocurrency. So suck it up, Buttercup is basically like, hey, this is a
that is a good comment.
decentralized economy. If you lose your money, you lost it. Bounce back and you got to get it from there. And that's the price you got to pay to be self-sovereign. But like we've seen with a lot of our crypto warriors, you're willing to take that risk for one of the biggest wealth transformations of all time. So shout out to Sergeant Crypto. Already sent that free Bitcoin, brother. And
kind of the piggyback on that topic in general, for those who don't know, so Nano, the Big Grill hack happened, and of course Nano was affected because that's their token. And they were going back and forth. And I understand Nano kind of did that because they were like, the government's coming down on somebody. So they were like, we might as well put our money behind.
Self-regulate.
Yeah, self-regulate, put our money behind some people. Hey, if you want to sue, go that way.
Yeah, true.
But in general, I mean, again, we always say these are tough lessons to learn. We know you lose a lot of money, it hurts. I mean, for some people, it really might put you out of commission, put your family in harm's way as far as financial, even though you shouldn't put that much money in the market. Mm-hmm. But in general, it's also, as Bitcoins, they always say, I mean, that's your tuition in the market. Like, that is how you learn. So for those people, I'm sure they learned a lot about the hacks, and then they probably learned a lot about the legal process after a hack as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not one. Yeah. You're on your own. But so, yeah, I mean, it's an expensive class, but you had to pay for it. What's going on, Tessa?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's start this party off. We actually have a dinosaur of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Bank
of America.
Oh, yeah. This is a repeat offender. Yeah, definitely. I think they repeated twice, actually. This may be the 3rd time. So.
Right. Before we get started, of course, the obvious. If it's a bubble that's popping, if it's something that doesn't matter, if there's all these negative things, then why are you talking about it? It makes no sense.
Not at all.
Yeah, you're talking bad about the worst player on the team. Must not be that bad.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Bank of America is quoted as saying Bitcoin bubble is already popping.
Oh, yeah.
A team of Bank of America Merrill Lynch researchers arguing that Bitcoin is one of the greatest asset price bubbles in history. Well, I don't know how that's possible because the market cap hasn't even reached a high enough point to be considered the greatest asset.
Oh, yeah. Which they even mentioned in there, like, as a rebuttal. It's funny how they write this story because they read it and then the rebuttal is like instant. No, that's wrong. Yep, that's terrible. Yep, this didn't happen. So it's like...
I mean, they're literally lying.
Yeah. This is manipulation at its finest.
First, we talk about the tulips. We've already covered the tulip mania, quote unquote. It actually wasn't. It wasn't a tulip mania. Mm-hmm. That's actually all made up. If you go back and do the homework on it, I remember somebody linked it before. Mm-hmm. But the whole tulip mania, it didn't exist. And not only that, it wasn't a technology. It was flowers.
Yeah.
The mania came from people saying that they were going to buy tulips, basically buy tulip contracts, and then they decided not to.
Yeah.
So that's basically like saying, hey, somebody promised me they were going to buy 6 Bitcoins for me, and then tomorrow they turn around and say they're not going to buy it. Just because that price goes away, that doesn't mean that it was some big bubble or asset pop. No, that means they defaulted on the contract. That's what happened with Tulip Mania.
Yeah.
Tulips didn't go out of style, none of that. It was a bunch of people saying, we're not going to buy them now. We're not going to buy them at the price we promised.
Yeah.
Totally different. So I don't even know why we mentioned tulips. They got the Mississippi company on here, South Sea Company, Gold, which is still in effect, the 1929 crash. I mean, they're reaching. It's what they always do as well.
And one of the biggest things, too, to look at, the 1929 crash was they had well over $1 trillion in assets at that time. We're not even $1 trillion market yet. And
$1 trillion.
As far as growth, you know, they were saying that it's grown 60 times at the point in this graph, when in actuality, you know, this was one of the biggest, but not the biggest growth time of Bitcoin. It actually grew 120 times between 2010 and 2011. And it still bounced back from those prices, which was, you know, in the, $30 range down to $1. So, you know, it's one of those things where you can manipulate it to make it look like it's such a huge bubble. It's going to pop. It's going to go away forever, and then stay the same price forever. But it's totally different technology. They kind of flip the stats or like the math on people. So some people just kind of look at it as like, see, this is what is, and it's like, nah, we look more.
They're trying to make the numbers work for them.
Yeah,
but numbers don't do that. Torrent J playlist perfect, market manipulation, yawn. I mean, at the end of the day, again, if it's this depreciating asset, if it's a bubble, if it's all this negative stuff, I mean, who's the worst team? Who's the two worst teams in the NBA right now?
Who knows?
Exactly. No one cares because there's nothing to talk about. Now, I know who two of the best teams are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. You have Bank of America, multi-billion, possibly $1 trillion company talking about something that doesn't even, that's a bubble, it's gone. Someone sounds scared to me.
Yeah.
They said the CryptoQ said the desk could not put the option to buy Tulip. Exactly.
Yeah, true.
I mean, look, we talked about this enough, people. It's the same old same. You got Bank of America trying to charge people for checking accounts now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Savings accounts. They're trying to push their poor customer base out the way.
Yeah.
Unnecessary fees, and this is the response.
Oh, yeah.
Crypto.
And 95% of their employees didn't get that big bump with the tax write-off. So
right.
With lower corporate tax, a lot of money went to that top 5%. So Bank of America.
You are the Dino of the day. Let's go ahead and give him that loud roar. There it is.
Oh,
They be screeching. Oh, man. That's how Bank of America is going to sound like another 5 years.
Sweet sound of dinos dying.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's how they're going to sound.
Get them out of here.
On another note, and to be clear, today is an action-packed day full of FUD. But on a positive note, after Bank of America basically says that, hey, this thing's the bubble. It's gone. It's the greatest assets, the biggest crash we ever saw, all this negativity. Turn around, and it looks like 22 countries signed declaration for European blockchain partnership.
Make your mind up, brother.
What are we going to do? Left or right, right or left? The European Commission, the EC, Digital Day 2018, has led to the signing of a declaration to create a European blockchain partnership made up of 22 countries, according to April 10th European Commission press release. So it looks like they said we're all going to work together and become a vehicle for cooperation amongst member states to exchange experience and expertise in technical and regulatory fields and prepare for the launch of EU-wide blockchain applications across the digital single market for the benefit of the public and private sectors. All right, this sounds like the government's way of writing a white paper.
I'm about to say, who took the time and wrote all that? That was just a lot of word soup for nothing.
So snowballing from the FUD of Bank of America, they're saying, and that's what all the stories are about today. All the stories are Bitcoin is bad, blockchain is good as always. People wait for it, give it another year or two before they unroll that IMF coin, that Fed coin, that USD coin. That's what they're trying to set it up to. I mean, it's pretty clear.
I mean, what's the one they keep referring to? CBDCs?
Yeah, whatever. Central bank digital currency or something.
Come on, man. Like it's a deliberate way to try and put it out there, news-wise. We're forming these, conglomerates. We have billions of dollars. But I will say, as far as this blockchain partnership, you do get a few good guys in there. I will say that. And a lot of these things, it is, bad actors in there. However, there are a few good guys, and in different countries where they are trying to push blockchain technology. It is good to see like Estonia, Sweden, some of the more Bitcoin-friendly countries get in there. Malta, as we saw, Binance moving there. Australia, they don't even tax their businesses who accept Bitcoin. So, it's good to see a few good countries in there that'll be represented. So we'll see how it goes. But, ultimately, you join these conglomerates, it's sort of a toss-up to see how it'll turn out. But we'll see.
Right. I will say, of course, the good thing about it is, the sharing as far as what's going on with different, how people are trying to integrate this into their communities and all that. But at the end of the day, again, they're trying to separate blockchain and Bitcoin, and these are countries doing this. So that to me, that's already a red flag. But we'll be watching it. We'll see what happens with this partnership. If they include the little guys, or just going to be a bunch of central banks in it.
Yeah, true.
Right?
That's what.
Right. We already know what's going to happen. Come on. We already know what's going to happen.
Oh,
is this partnership going to be a bunch of end users and developers, or is it going to be a bunch of dinosaurs like Bank of America and other central banks that are about to go out of business trying to hang on for dear life? So
yeah.
Oh, that's the new hold. Hang on for dear life for banks.
Yeah. They're going to start their own hold t-shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
Philippines SEC demands crypto cloud mining contracts to be registered as securities. Now, when I saw this, I was
really?
like, what? I thought you guys were over there busy throwing people out of helicopters, President. What is going on? The Philippines Securities and Exchange Commission issued an advisory on cryptocurrency cloud mining contracts that applies the Howey test to classify these contracts as securities.
Oh, you want to pull out the Howey test?
Right.
Oh.
For those who don't know, the Howey test is how you classify a security, how you determine what is a security. But what's more important about the Howey test is that it's over 71 years old. We're going to use a test that is 71 years old to determine something that has to do with numbers and algorithms. I mean,
that's what they use for the stock market. Why wouldn't we use it for cryptocurrency?
Why don't we use it for everything?
Exactly.
Everything's the same. Yeah.
And with a cloud mining contract, if you don't know, it's a contract that you can purchase. You purchase hash power. A big company with a lot of different miners, they mine it for you. They give you a percentage, and you're supposed to make a certain amount of money every 24 hours.
Right.
So.
A lot of them are scams.
A lot of them are scams. A lot of them are pyramid schemes. A lot of them can just steal it right from under you, take your money, and take your, add that mining power. So, if you find a good one that actually works, there are a couple out there, I believe. But, you can still use it. But at the end of the day, in the SEC or, Philippines, doesn't matter if it's here or wherever, to regard cloud mining contracts, anything cryptocurrency, the same as a Howey test, or using the Howey test is sort of off, simply because if you're mining a cryptocurrency, there is no guarantee of gain of wealth.
That is true. No one wants to account for the fact that you can lose money in this market. They just want to think about all the money you can make.
Yeah, and even if
it's crazy.
Yeah, and even if you expect to make quote unquote money from it, if Bitcoin isn't considered money, then, or if cryptocurrency isn't considered money, until that person cashes it out into USD, all they want to do technically is gain more of Bitcoin or Monero or Ethereum, whatever they want to mine. So that's not technically looking to gain value from it. You may want to mine Ethereum to buy something.
I would say actually use it.
To actually use it. You can. I mean, it's one of those things where it's too broad. They cast too broad a net on this, and I believe. And people, they always copy it. So Philippines.
And I was just about to say that. I was just gonna say. So that's the main thing we always talk about. Philippines SEC is doing it. You better bet SEC, especially in the U.S. and every other country, is taking notes. Like, oh, I didn't know we could.
I already have, really.
Could we do this for the cloud mining too? This is another way we can get them. It says the Philippines SEC advisory requires all brokers, dealers, salesmen, or recruiters involved in quote-unquote enticing the public to invest in these contracts to obtain registration or seek an appropriate license. So that means pay the government, which it all comes down to this imaginary license that we're about to come up with literally 60 days ago, maybe tops. You need to obtain this registration license. So registration is going to cost you some money. License is going to cost you money. That already adds another layer and barrier from other people becoming involved in cloud mining, because that's what they want to do. They want to keep the poor people out. So you already have to have money to be involved. And they said failure to do so will henceforth, as in it just started a week ago, failure to do so will henceforth, right? How crazy is this? Will henceforth be regarded as an quote-unquote unregistered issuance of securities liable to criminal prosecution with a maximum penalty of 21 years in prison. You tell me for a cloud mining contract, you're willing to give somebody 21 years, but literally we have all types of criminals. I don't need to say them because I know some of the young kids watch the show, but you have all types of criminals who do violent crimes, bring tragic on other people's family, who get less than 21 years.
Yeah.
But for having a quote-unquote unlicensed security that they just made up, without having a registration and license for this thing they just made up, from now on you can get 21 years of prison.
Oh, yeah.
Are you crazy right now? Like, why are you like? This should be cause for rebellion.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, this just goes to show you, to run a successful crypto business, you have to be able to see the future, because that's the only way that you could comply with laws. Because they're literally making it up.
They're making
it up. People have been mining at least
21 years in prison for cloud mining, and that what?
Yeah, people have been mining 4 or 5, maybe even 6 or 7 years. and then you come in and say, "Oh, you need a license. Thank you, for your service, for giving us another way to tax you." So, yeah, that's wild. And then if it's one jurisdiction, so like somebody said here, is it going to be state, then national? Is it going to be local?
International, because it's a global currency.
A global currency, yeah, and paying taxes on it is weird because they don't accept crypto for taxes. So if you never convert it, technically, then it's not spendable because it's not a currency, which, you can't make a profit off something that you don't consider a currency, which would take it out of the Howey test, which makes the SEC invalid. So so then basically it's just one big circle of, it's one big cluster.
This is how criminal masterminds are made. Yeah. If you were to lock somebody up for 21 years for cloud mining, I wouldn't even be mad at them. They came out with some evil mastermind plan, like try to take over the world, because it's like, really? You lock somebody up for not paying you a license that you just invented a month or two ago for 21 years? I can't believe this is real. That's crazy. I can't believe this is real. Dry Dessert said, mining is a contribution to democratically controlled money. What does that make a law against it?
Yeah, true.
I mean, exactly. It makes no sense. And me, Boss Lady said, license paying to enter a contract that submits you to government jurisdiction whose rules you must obey or they throw you in a cage. Exactly. I mean, as we always say, it's corruption at the highest level. It's illegal and it's criminal. However, they're getting away with it. I mean, not only are they getting away with it, they having this stuff getting print out in media. Like, they're not even scared to say, like, yeah, we'll give you 21 years for cloud mining contracts.
Early.
Like, 21 years for cloud mining contracts. That's where we're at. You can't tell me this isn't about money now. This is about is money and who has the most money. The only people who will be excused from this are people who have enough money to have their own private militia or something where they can be like, hey, at least 100, 200 of all of us going away.
Yeah, about to say, you got to come get us all.
Everybody going down for this one. That's the only way you'll get out of that. And then it won't matter because they'll just, figure out another way to tax you. All right, that perturbs me. Anyway, Spanish authorities arrest 11 in crypto money laundering ring.
Word.
Operation, and check out this name, Operation Tulipan Blanca, White Tulip.
Come on, man.
Wonder why they named it that. Coordinated by Europol and conducted by the Spanish Guardia Civil, has resulted in the arrest of 11 individuals for laundering more than $8 million in euros via cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
Now,
that's
not the truth. That's not what happened, actually.
Yeah.
They were already laundering money through banking, traditional banking and credit cards. And then toward the end of that, they started using cryptocurrency.
Exactly.
They weren't, and regardless, two double-edged thing. First, the state just showed that they can still track crypto, so all this nonsense about it being anonymous can go out the window. And so secondly, like over 90% of the laundering was used by traditional banking. So again, why is crypto even a part of this story when they were majority using traditional banking? Unless you want to take the attention off of traditional banking.
Yeah, honestly, because I was going to say that was the biggest point to me was that most of it was done through the banking system. So when you throw crypto in there, all they found was a way to move it, I believe, easier, probably cheaper. What they thought was anonymous. They didn't do their homework. It could be easily tracked. But honestly, 8 million, they got 11 people. They said there may be 137 people involved. That's not that much money, honestly. Really it's not even a big deal. I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, like the billions of dollars that get moved, 8 million split between 11 people isn't that much. I mean, it's less than $1 million a person. But if it was 137 people or it got moved between that many accounts, we're talking about 5, maybe 6 figures spread out throughout different. This is not even a big drug bust. Like this.
It is true. It's like a city bust in the United States.
Come on, dog. I was about to say
cryptocurrency.
They did 10 million in drugs in LA last week.
that is true.
What is this? What is this? But it's just another, like I said, the flood is strong.
It's time to start the machine again. They gave us like a week and a half off.
Yeah.
They was like, can we drive it down a little bit more? I was like, well, maybe. Let's get them stories going. I mean, right here, it says it. The launderers would pick up illicit funds in cash, after which they would deposit them in small amounts into hundreds of third bank accounts. Bank accounts. Since the cash is already circulating in the financial system, the ring just need to transfer illicit funds back to the drug desk Colombia. They would use credit cards, delinquent accounts, and travel to Colombia where they make withdrawals from the credit cards. After all of that, they finally say, well, they also use Bitcoin through an exchange. All right, we already know you can't even push that much money through an exchange. You know what I mean? You're not pushing 8 mil through, especially, is there any exchanges in South America that's big right
big
now?
like that?
Come
No,
on.
not really.
It's stuff, the story's not adding up.
Very
people.
low volume.
2 + 2 = 4, not 5. And right now, I'm looking at 5 on this story.
Yeah, it's hilariously terrible.
Yeah, anything to push the price down, though, right? You know, even if you got to get your state-backed media, and not this story, of course, but you know, their story is there, and then state-backed police to help you out. Yeah.
And this menacing picture to go along with it.
Right, that is a menacing
Got a
picture.
chin on him.
It's a chin on that chin.
White tulips is hilarious.
Speaking of
terrible
white tulips, that is the white tulip bubble of 2018.
Yeah.
Speaking of more fun, it's going to keep being piled on people. Here's the biggest one I've saw in a while, though. U.S. Department of Justice accuses listing site Backpage of laundering millions in crypto.
Right.
When I say this is the big, oh my goodness.
Get out of here.
Backpage has been around way too long, which again goes to show that they really don't care about the criminals. It's about the money.
Yeah.
It is about the money. Backpage has been operating without interference for as long as since we were in college. I think that's when it came out. So we're looking at 8. I would say 2008.
We're showing our age here. But
2008, 2009. No, I would say because of junior.
Somewhere in there. Yeah.
It's about 9 to 10 years straight. It's been operating for 9 to 10 years straight. And even when it first came out, everybody in college was like, "This is like they just letting this go.
Just letting this happen.
This not nobody's saying nothing."
Nope.
And apparently not. It's been going on for almost a decade. But finally, after that full decade, 1 or 2 strippers decided they want to take. I mean, that's what really happens. A couple of strippers want to take some money in crypto, and all of a sudden,
you found a way to beat the system.
Oh man, the Backpage uses nothing but crypto. If you don't know, listing website Backpage was seized on Friday by the U.S. Department of Justice in part of charges that laundered $500 million in illegal revenue. Again, this is the crazy thing. It was seized because they said it laundered $500 million in revenue. Not because there's a bunch of prostitutes on there, not because there's a bunch of illegal stuff happening on there, but because of the illegal revenue being laundered.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But stop pocket watching.
Yeah, really.
Stop worrying about how my money is getting moved on the website.
Stop pocket watching. That's the first thing.
There's plenty of activities that happen on Backpage where crypto is the least of your worries. That's all I got to say. The way that they pay is probably the least of your worries. But at the end of the day, if there's a transaction between 2 adults, on Backpage, I don't think there should be any problem. Using Bitcoin to pay on Backpage, what's the difference between using it to pay on Expedia? I mean, I use that website. I pay with it.
And not only that, is Craigslist not? Craigslist must be paying their fines off. That's what's happening. They're like, well, Craigslist does it too, but they give us a nice little cut of that. I mean, come on. Again, this is the government. We're supposed to, the U.S. Department of Justice, IRS, SEC, all these different letter agencies, we're supposed to listen to you and take our moral advice from you. However, you're basically saying that you're shutting down websites because of the money they have, not because of what they're actually doing. Not because of the negative things that's going on, not because of the kids that are being freaking trafficked through there.
They said it was at the expense of women and children. So I will say if there was stuff with women and children where there was a list of stuff happening, of course you gotta solve that case, get it over with. And if Backpage is a vehicle, you can clean it up. But shutting it down as soon as cryptocurrencies come around, it's pretty suspect. Pretty suspect.
IRS Criminal Investigation Chief John D. Ford dubbed the defendants "quote-unquote" masterminds who committed egregious financial crimes such as money laundering at the expense of women and children. But you see that what they start with. The money laundering is first at the expense of women and children. That's the hook to bring you in. Come on, this is all messaging and PR stuff, people.
Oh, yeah.
If it really was important, the money wouldn't matter. It would be the women and children that's being trafficked across there. But no, they had to say it. And then, of course, they said using virtual currencies and anonymity of the internet. Again, Backpage came out when crypto just came about. Hey. I can guarantee people probably didn't start using it before the last maybe year or 2 times.
Hey, but Stormy Daniels still walking around chilling right now.
And Stormy Daniels in public talking about what she did, right? Yeah. This is, man, you gotta love America.
Super prostitute.
Right. And, breaking all types of laws, but hey, nothing wrong with her. How many people how much money did she launder?
Through how much Stormy Daniels money is on the blockchain? None.
40 of these jokes go right. Okay, but here's the thing. In 2015, Visa and MasterCard stopped processing transactions and payments on Backpage, citing more on social legal reasons. That took you to 2015.
2015.
So really 2 years ago, because 2018 just started. So 2 years ago, you all just started.
Yeah.
What did we just say? We said probably if crypto were to be used, it probably started a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Probably started after Visa and MasterCard stopped doing it because they were the main culprits. They made their money And they were like, you know what? We've been gambling at this table for a while. We made some good money. Let's pull the chips.
Yeah,
that was it. And then something new came. But again, you can tell two things. You can tell the government doesn't know what they're talking about because they're talking about Bitcoin as it's anonymous, even though they keep saying they can track it. And we know the NSA has something. So that's a lie. And then the second thing, here's a quote that was, or not a quote, here's at the end of the article. This is how you know some super
snuck that in.
They snuck that. In fact, Marie Juliet, who wrote this article, shame on you and you should know better. But they snuck this in at the end saying, according to the head of Europool, as much as 5.5 billion is being laundered through cryptocurrencies annually. How would you know that?
How?
There is no way to know that number. This is fake news.
Yeah.
This is fake news.
This is real fake news.
According to the head of Europol, as much as 5.5 billion is being laundered through crypto annually. Mm-hmm. So you're counting Monero, which you can't trace. You're counting Zcash.
You counting the coin that was created last week.
Right.
That nobody knows.
You count the airdrops.
Come on, man.
Like, really?
I think we need to have a wino of the day because you got to be drunk to think that's real.
Oh, my goodness. That is like the funny of the week right there. We actually should have a wino.
These people are ridiculous. I hope everybody who watches this realizes that this news in crypto is literally what they do in the outside world as well. They literally just make up stuff to drive fear and then go from there. So
this is people. There we go.
More to say. It's funny to laugh at though.
Right.
I love it.
It's me, Boss Lady. Said,
I don't watch TV. I laugh at crypto articles.
Right. Ridiculous propaganda and pathetic attempts to cause mass fear and panic among the sheeple. Shaking my head. Stay woke, fam. That is true. Hey, what's going on, Minho, Donahue? Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, chaps. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy, people. This is the stuff you really had to look at it and ask yourself who's in charge right now. Like, who is in charge? Because it's really a free-for-all. That's why I'm not even mad at Trump. It is a free-for-all. There's people worried about paying taxes on crypto right now. People, it's a free-for-all. You're allowed to do whatever you want right now in the world. And you can basically get away with it. Yeah. Like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy the distractions the government are causing.
Change your middle name to blockchain.
There you go. If you're making enough money, then pay off the cartels of the governments around the world. Pay them off. You have to. Give them a little taste. Other than that, like, you are free to do whatever you want in this world right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing, but we'll definitely letting the market decide right now.
We'll definitely see.
All right, last two stories. So these are important ones. Ledger wallet users reportedly unable to access Bitcoin Cash funds. What's going on with Ledger? They got a dead guy sleeping. That's funny.
Yeah. Ledger wallet, along with, I believe, Electron Cash, I believe it's called, that wallet. That they couldn't access Bcash, and there were some technical difficulties. They just got to fix it, and it'll be working fine. However, there was a couple people that commented that they're treating Bcash as a secondary token, so to say, like they don't really care that much about it to get back to it, which is hilarious because it is sort of in some people's eyes. But from a business standpoint, you want to make sure you solve those support problems. So hopefully they fix it, and Bcash can, people who want to use it, they can use it or claim it from their Bitcoin can claim it. But it's not a big deal. They probably solved it by the time we finish the show. So
and Ledger CEO, he did come on and said they're working on bringing back, everything. He's quoted as saying, where is he at? All the infrastructure engineering team is working on fixing the outage since we have been aware a day ago. Our CTO is not in charge of the infrastructure and is therefore not following this specific question closely. And he also came back and said, just in case people try to mix up his words, he's saying that him personally, the CEO, of course, is not personally working on it, but he has a team on it. They're working to get it accomplished. I actually hope they fix this quick. Ledger's been pretty good to the community. People like them. They're doing a really good job. So, this is new tech. Things happen. Let's get them fixed and let's keep moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of Bcash, just shout out to our Bcash puppets that left comments on our thing yesterday.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see it?
Yeah. Why would you talk bad about Roger Ver?
Yeah. Well, Roger Ver puppets more than Bcash puppets.
Who are these bots?
No one said anything negative about Roger Ver.
Yeah.
We said something about his marketing scheme.
Yeah.
And we still applaud him for his business acumen because at the end of the day, he flipped it and made some money. All right. So no one said anything negative about Roger Ver. We're talking smack about how he's doing it because it's grimy. You're funny. It's grimy the way he's doing it. But nobody, from a business point of view, kudos. But from a community point of view, it's kind of shady.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? You took the Bitcoin name. Like, what else do you want to say?
Shady dude, bro.
But
why is their last name only 3 letters?
Right, you too funny.
Shady dude, bro.
All right, last but not least, crypto exchange Bittrex is taking new customers again, and according to Bitcoin Zay, as soon as we started the show, they cut that off again.
Yeah, well, that was a few hours after they tweeted. It was funny because the way they tweeted it was kind of corny. They were like, "The wait is over." Yeah. Like it was some epic. Came out and then boom, they
Binance.
shut down. So they shut down registration a few hours right after that. But I will say, Bittrex has a new interface. Probably be doing a new video explaining it. It is a little bit better only because I like dark theme. I know you always say it hurts the eyes every time he kind of looks at something I'm doing. It's like dark theme. He's like, well, how can you see it? But I like the dark theme. It's okay. But there is, sort of a learning curve for people. Yeah, it was a little bit easier, I thought, for people who were newer. For me, I kind of caught on quick because I've been doing this a while. But for newer people, I think it'll hurt them. But it's just they try to make it more beautiful.
They're trying to sell this bad boy. That's people. This was when. Come on, they go offline. Look, they make money in fees, and you're stopping people from signing up. Granted, support can't keep it, but they could be like Coinbase and keep letting people on board and just not answer support tickets, which they do anyway, by the way. Right. Trust me.
Everybody.
But at the end of the day, this is a revamp. Come on. The biggest giveaway is the blue and white right here. Blue and white. We always said the blue and white, that's that friendly thing. Facebook does it. Twitter does it. People, this screams IPO on it, okay? I'm telling you, this is screaming IPO. Come buy me. They are setting up to sell their company, or at least be in a position to sell, because I can tell you for a fact, the people who run it are a bunch of developers and security people who came from Google and a couple other high-end places in Silicon Valley. And they are not the greatest business people, but they are very good developers. They're very good coders and all that. And they built something that they realized is going to take an actual career to run, because all of them still had contracts with other companies as they had Bittrex running all the way up until last year. Yeah. They had contracts with other companies. They were still working people. They had careers. They are ready to sell this thing and get the headache off of their hands. All right, so
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. But that's what this is about. So,
yeah. But it's all right. I can't say it's not better than the first one because the first one is pretty trash. Bittrex is known for how kind of trash the UX was and the UI. But honestly, it looks a little bit better. But for people who are newer, I think they'll find it, kind of tough at first to change if they've just gotten into it. But for newer people who are just trying to get on, you won't experience anything because you can't sign up right now. So get on Binance, Qcoin, Cryptopia to buy some of these coins. And if you can't get on Bittrex right now, it's not the end of the world. Poloniex as well. So still good there in crypto. And diversify.
Somebody was asking about charts. I like hour charts too, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say I usually, a lot of the charts on there 1 day and 12-hour charts are bouncing above support. Actually just did a long 40-minute video for the KRBE Digital Assets Group explaining all the coins in our newsletter, and most of them have the same looking type of chart right now. So good time to enter the market on the altcoin side. However, I would be wary leading up to tax day.
Right. My question is, who pumped red last night? All right, 21%. Red coin with a pump.
Two pumps in there.
The pump's happen.
Yeah.
Pump it.
Yeah.
Other than that, for the
420 is coming up as well. So a lot of the cannabis coin.
I just saw hemp coin go up.
Saw the little baby pumps.
Yeah.
You probably want to, if like I said, accumulation for most people should have been in March. But if you want to catch it on the rebound, 420 is usually a big time, or leading up to it.
I would say sell it on the day of or right before 420. Yeah. Don't wait until the day of.
Don't be a bag holder and lose 50%.
It's going to be ugly.
It on 420, yeah. But just a few.
Oh yeah, the accumulation's already happened. So this is
that's what I was gonna say. You should have been doing it in March. Honestly, but
this is for hemp coin. It's probably follow dope coin, canna coin, all the marijuana cannabis coins. As you can see, like Bitcoin, they say here in March. Actually started early April, but March is definitely they're building up. Yeah. Then right now, people's like, oh man, 420 is coming up, and now people are like, oh wow, 420 is coming up. Then it's like,
volume increases. Yeah.
But right here, I can guarantee you, a lot of people already sold. They're like, you know what? I get my 20-30% back. I want to make 40% back. I want to make. Hey, you all is up to you for the next 10 days. So
yeah, we may see a few more people enter if support holds.
Oh man, I just realized you all can't see where I was. There we go. That's what I was looking at. That's what I was looking at.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. We know you all love these graphs. All right. Other than that, let's look at the chats real quick. Yep. Simitri said Bittrex will be sold soon. Exactly.
Yeah. Looking like it. It's looking like it.
Pilot 3 Sack says too late to sell my burner accounts. Right? You remember that? Yeah. Yep. So everybody's on the same page. Bittrex is definitely going to sell. So that's pretty funny. Yes, John, we're hyped about the altcoin IO decentralized exchange as well. We want to see it.
Oh yeah.
All right, for the free Bitcoin day, what are we doing?
So for the free Bitcoin, let's see. With the let's see.
Hold on real quick. I want to give a shout out to Crypto Supreme. Thank you for bringing that back into view for people relation. Bitcoin was $1,100 this time last year. $1,100 was the price of Bitcoin this time last year, people, and it went up to $20K. There is still a lot of time left this year to see what happens.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What did you say for the free Bitcoin?
Yeah. So for the free Bitcoin, the Euro Commission, 22 countries. What countries do you think should join if they have it in different continents? Also, do you think it's positive? Do you think it's negative? Because, like we said, they're focusing on blockchain, not Bitcoin. But let us know what you think. Put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin.
There you go. Is it positive, negative, commission? The commission. Who's going to head the table? All that good stuff. All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you're on or listening to our podcast, thanks for listening. Of course, you can follow us at KRBE Crypto on all channels. If you haven't already, sign up for our digital assets group. We are building that up, waiting for this next bull run to launch off. But in the meantime, a lot of valuable stuff near Bitcoin Zays, putting out tutorials twice a week, all type of information. If you got questions, we're here to answer them. And you all can check that out on our website as well.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, you all have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow early at 10-ish.
10-ish.
Cheers.